Close your eyes for a moment. Now picture this, you open your bank account one morning, and there it is. $1 million. No strings attached. No debts. No catch. Just you and $1 million. How does that feel? A little electric? A little overwhelming? Let's be honest, most of us have dreamt of this moment. Maybe late at night. Maybe during a stressful day at work. Maybe while scrolling past someone else's luxury vacation. But here's the real question. What would you actually do with it? Would you quit your job on the spot? Buy a house? A Tesla? Travel the world? Help your family? Start a business? Or just let it sit there, quiet, heavy, full of unspoken potential? It sounds simple, right? But the deeper you think, the more complicated it gets. You see, $1 million isn't just money. It's a mirror. It reflects who you are, what you value, and how you define success. Some people would chase pleasure, first-class flights, designer brands, nights in Paris, mornings in Bali. And hey, why not? You earned it. Or maybe you didn't. But it's yours. Enjoy it. Others would seek security, pay off every loan, buy a modest home, lock in a future where they never have to say, "I can't afford that again." Then there are those who see it as fuel for something bigger. They'd invest. Build. Create. They'd turn that million into freedom, not just for themselves, but for their family, their community, maybe even the world. But pause here for a second. Let me ask you something different. What if the million came with a condition? What if you had to spend it in 30 days, or lose it all? What if you couldn't spend a dime on yourself? What if you could only use it to change someone else's life? Now things start to shift. Suddenly, you're not just thinking about what you want, you're thinking about what matters. And that's the core of this question. Because what would you do with $1 million? Isn't really about money. It's about you. Your fears. Your dreams. Your past. Your priorities. Would you give your parents the retirement they never had? Would you pay for someone's surgery, someone you've never even met? Would you fund a school in a village with no electricity? Would you buy books, computers, scholarships, plant seeds you'll never see grow? Or would you build something, just for you? A business you've always dreamed of. A studio. A cafe. A tiny bookstore tucked into a quiet corner of the world. Would you finally do the thing you've always said you would, if only you had the time, or the money? That's the trap we fall into, isn't it? We tell ourselves, if I had $1 million, then I'd finally start living. But let's be honest. Money doesn't change your character. It reveals it. If you're generous now, you'll be generous with more. If you're afraid now, you might still be afraid, just with better furniture. If you're lost now, money won't give you a map. It'll just make you more comfortable being lost. Let me flip the question for you. What would you do if you knew you didn't need $1 million to do something meaningful? Because here's the twist most people miss. $1 million sounds like freedom, but purpose is even more powerful. And purpose doesn't cost $1 million. It costs intention, clarity, and the courage to act on what you already know deep down. So yes, dream big. Imagine the yachts, the island homes, the crypto portfolios. But also, imagine this. You walk into a quiet room. There's no applause. No camera crew. Just you. On the table is a blank page. A pen. And a question. If you had $1 million, what would you create with it? That's where the magic is. Not in what you buy, but in what you build. Not in what you spend, but in how you spend your life. So now I ask you, genuinely, openly, deeply. What would you do with $1 million? Really? Think about it. Because maybe the answer to that question is the blueprint for the life you're meant to live.